Hi everybody, this is the baseball head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, and welcome back to the baseball head 2, and hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. So I've been talking for the last year and a half about Shohei Ohtani and all this sort of weird behavior of him, and really it all started last year when he signed with the Dodgers, and he was rather weird about signing with the Dodgers when everybody knew he was going to sign with the Dodgers. And then he had this whole situation with the dog. He wouldn't tell people the name of the dog. And then as the season started last year, the story came out that his interpreter had been gambling and taking his funds from his bank account and using those funds to place bets with a bookie. Now, the story came out with the bookie. The bookie was under federal investigation. And during this federal investigation, Ohtani's name came up, and that's where this story begins, really. And then at that point, ESPN got a hold of it, and they had an interview with the interpreter, Ippei Misahara, and he came out and said, look, I placed these bets with a bookie. Shohei Ohtani knew about it, but then that didn't go over well with the Dodgers, and it didn't go well with Major League Baseball. He was immediately fired by the Dodgers. He immediately did like a mea culpa in front of the Dodgers clubhouse. And then the ball got rolling to where he's being indicted and he's going to go away. Now, here's the crazy part. This year, we have two Cleveland Guardians that are under suspicion of gambling. They've both been put on a restricted list automatically. Okay? That did not happen with Shohei Ohtani. They exonerated him very quickly. MLB did. The Justice Department did very quickly. They were very quick to sweep that under the rug. Now, obviously, he's making a lot of money for MLB and for the Dodgers. They have to find a way to sweep this under the rug. Major League Baseball has a history of over 100 years of sweeping things under the rug when things get a little too inconvenient with them. And it began really around the time, right after the Black Sox scandal. Legendary players, Trish Speaker and Ty Cobb were involved with some kind of gambling situation. They got suspended, but they didn't get kicked out of baseball forever. And obviously we know about the whole craziness of Babe Ruth, how baseball covered it up. The media covered it up with them because he was a cash cow. Once they were done with him as a cash cow, they couldn't care less about him. But anyway, they have a history of this. The whole thing with the steroids was a big thing. Everybody was talking. I mean, I was thinking about it, many years ago, what was going on, because it didn't make sense that all these players hit home runs like crazy. And a lot of people sort of poo-pooed it, didn't sort of ignored it when they knew what was going on. Everybody knew what was going on. Everybody did. Well, the bookie involved in this situation is getting sentenced. He's going to be put away for a year. Now, I'm going to read you this article. I haven't read it yet. And then there was a thing. Now, the bookie's going around and giving all kinds of interviews. He gave an interview with Rolling Stone. He gave an interview with Michael Francesi, who was a former member of the Colombo crime family, but he's clean now. He's just like a podcaster, and he did his time. And, well, let me get into this. And this is from iGamingBusiness.com. Why bookie for Ohtani interpreter received a lighter sentence than feds recommended. Matt Bauer must surrender to federal authorities within the next 45 days to serve a one-year term for illegal bookmaking. As beads of sweat appeared on Matt Bauer's carefully groomed beard, one of the nation's largest illegal bookies apologized profusely to Shohei Ohtani on Friday outside a Southern California courthouse. Minutes earlier, Bauer learned he will spend roughly a year in prison in connection with his vast illicit sports betting enterprise. That time falls shy of the 15 months recommended for the ex-bookie by federal prosecutors earlier this month, and reflects Bauer's cooperation with federal authorities leading to charges against others in the case. U.S. Federal Judge John W. Holcomb also ordered Bauer to pay $1.6 million in restitution. Bauer expressed dismay for at least temporarily tarnishing the reputation of the world's most famous baseball player. Bauer, the bookmaker for Ohtani's former interpreter, Ippei Misahara, remained calm when a federal judge imposed the sentence on Friday morning. Last summer, Bauer pleaded guilty to 3 charges related to his multi-year gaming operations. The sweeping cases ensnared several prominent casinos on the Las Vegas Strip, and has led to minor reforms on how the properties deal with sophisticated bookmakers. Now, here's the thing, okay? There is belief, and he was asked this point blank in the interviews. Does he think that Ohtani gambled? No. He doesn't think he placed any bets. But when people asked him, do you believe that Ohtani knew about the gambling, the money that was being taken, he said yes. He said that he believes that Ohtani had knew about the bets. Now, here's the thing about Major League Baseball's rule that was put into place in 1921. It's not just players that bet that could be suspended for life, but it also could be players that knew about it and did not say anything about it. So this is like a very unusual rule. It's not just because the reason that was put into was that there were other players involved with the Black Sox that did not take money, supposedly, and they did not alert the team. Like if you watch the movie 8 Men Out, Buck Weaver did not take money. He says it profusely in the movie. Okay? He said, I didn't take any money. I knew about it, but I didn't take any money. Nobody gave me any money. I didn't want any money. But he knew about it. Now, Ohtani is funneling the money and giving it to Ippei Misahara. He could be in big trouble. But baseball washed their hands of this very, very quickly. Extremely quickly. So that's why this is this is a very crazy story. And I don't keep up on this because this is important. We can't have and of course we know the gambling is involved now, so deeply involved in baseball and all the sports, with all the all you have to do to gamble and lose thousands of dollars is through your phone. Let me continue on reading this because this is very interesting story and article. Besides Misahara, Bauer appeared to have serviced doctors, lawyers, professional athletes, a legendary baseball manager, wow, the wife of an ex-pro sports owner, and the boyfriend of a Hollywood A-list celebrity. He says that he had about 15 to 20 baseball players that were gambling. He had said back in early this year that at least half the players are gambling. Half the players in Major League Baseball are gambling. Some of the bettors often ran up a weekly 6-figure tab, underscoring their massive appetite for betting on sports or addiction. It's more of an addiction. Bauer's enterprise, which spanned both coasts nationwide, moved about $7 million to $9 million on a given week. Wow, according to sources. I was reading that he can make $1 million a day. Nowhere as big as Misahara, who placed approximately 19,000 wagers with Bauer's operation over a period of several years. Get this. All told, Misahara bet about $325 million, with wagers ranging from $10,000 to $160,000. While Misahara accumulated net debts of $40.6 million, he repaid nearly 40% of his tab by embezzling millions from Ohtani. Holy shit. I mean, just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. $40 million, folks. $40 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money there. Now, let me read you this tweet from Michael Francesi. Like I said, he was a former member of the Colombo crime family, and now he's clean. This is a tweet. $40 million, that's how much money the interpreter allegedly borrowed from Shohei Ohtani. And where does Matt Bauer, the bookmaker, fit into this explosive story? I sat down with Matt Bauer, the man who took millions from Ohtani's interpreter, and he's telling me things that'll shock you. Was Ohtani really innocent? How did Matt not know something was wrong when the interpreter was betting millions? And why didn't he just cut him off? I mean, there you go. How are you able to get $40 million from an account and the player doesn't know about it? And, his accountant doesn't come to Ohtani. It's like, look, somebody's taking money out of your account. Where is this going? And the IRS would have alerted. The IRS would have alerted Ohtani that something was fishy. He had to have known about it. Now, the original story was that he was giving money for his friend's gambling debts. But like I said, if he's gambling in the clubhouse at massive amounts of money like this, MLB would know about it. MLB would go after any player that was involved in this, except for the guy that's bringing in billions of dollars. So, now I'm going to mention something. I think it's kind of an important thing to bring up. John Boy. John Boy started out uncovering the scandal of what happened with the Houston Astros. I think it's interesting that he's now a partner with theirs. So this big corporation of Major League Baseball has enveloped one of probably the biggest critics of them online. So if there's ever any kind of issue going forward with Major League Baseball, they have a partner in this guy. He is now bought and paid for by a major corporation. Just think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. So are you going to get an honest view of things if there's another scandal that's going to cut into his pocket? It's going to cut into his wallet? I don't know. Probably. We know how people are. You let me know what you think about this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Head too. I'll see you.